Hello guys, good morning, happy Monday, happy first Monday of 2022. I'm going to show you guys really quick and just kind of go over what I'm going to be sending to customers, or an example of what I send to customers that are hosting a party. And I had fun with this one. So I'm going to kind of just show you guys, walk you through some things. And also I want you guys to know every image that you're going to see can either be made on Canva or you can get it from your workstation. So I want you guys, as you guys are navigating 2022, and really figuring out, this month needs to be the month where you're setting your big goals for the year, where you're figuring out how you want to work, whether it's in person, virtual, a combination, and how you want to make your signage and how you want to brand yourself. And so I make all of my own signage on Canva. I'm going to start there before I show you guys anything. I make everything on Canva. Canva is free. There are tutorials on YouTube and on Canva on how to use Canva. So my first tip I want to give you guys going into 2020 is, if you are not using free marketing resources to market your business, you are doing yourself a disservice. And this needs to be honestly the year where we're not saying, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, you know how to ask the question, so you should know how to get on Google or YouTube and just simply say, how do I use Canva? So I think that, that's the first thing I'll say is, if you want to have a successful business, you need to have a successful business, and you need to think like a CEO, and you need to think, okay, I want to send out bring back bars. What is my labels going to look like? What is my signage going to look like? So these are all things, like I said, going into this year, you guys really need to be using your knowledge and your creativity. Oh, if you say you're not creative, well, practice makes perfect. So get on Canva, watch some tutorials, and you can make all kinds of signage. But I'm going to go off of this month, with it being transition month, and also bring back bars are out. I'm going to show you guys what I'm sending to a host. Now, when it comes to stuff I send to hosts, I used to do full bag parties where I would send all the testers, the transition testers, to them, catalogs, order forms, the whole deal. Well, now I do more virtual. And this was something my husband told me last year as we were doing more virtual. He was like, you don't need to send order forms. You don't need to send catalogs. You don't need to send all those things. Now, I will say with this, I am going to send one catalog a host. Will you bring me one of those, babe, a catalog? That way you guys can see everything. So I am sending one catalog, but it's mostly for the host. So you guys are going to see, I think it's incredibly important. And if you guys are logged on, please tag your team members so it can be bumped up and they can see. But I think it's so, thanks, babe, important for you guys to really give the host a great experience. And I don't think we talk a lot about this virtually, giving that host that you're either sending or dropping off bag party, virtual party contents to, how are you giving them a great, not good, but great send experience so they're able to sell these products for you? Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much you send. To me, it's about what I send. And for me this year, my word is multiply. So not just financially, but with friendships, with experiences. I want to multiply and be fruitful in every area of my life, or try to be. And so in saying that, I realized that in the past, and if you guys can relate to this, or if you have any comments, drop them below. I know this, y'all know I do videos kind of on the fly now, and this will be on YouTube. But in the past, I would just send them everything, right? I would send them just, if it was a virtual host, meaning someone who is, well, let's back up. So I used to do bag parties with online links. Okay. So I would coach them on what to do and da-da-da-da. Well, I found that, and a lot of you guys do Facebook parties, so you know this, when you are just solely giving the host total control, especially a host is not a consultant. So 9 times out of 10, they don't know how to sell the products. They don't know much about the products. So when you give a host a ton of stuff, and you're not actually getting in front, whether it's virtually, in person, a small group of people, and you're not selling the product, it's very, very difficult to have a successful party. Amen. Which is why a lot of people are now gravitating, and have been doing the past 2 years, virtual events, Facebook groups, Facebook parties. Okay. So what I'm about to show you is going in conjunction with a Facebook party. So I have 4 booked for this month. I'm working on 4 more. But the first 4 that were booked, I did do a little incentive. Now I am going to say, everything you are going to see, they are samples and they are from me. You don't have to do this. You can run your business however you want. This is just the way I run my business. So when you guys also, another thing I want you doing in 2022 is coming in with individual ideas. So taking ideas from different consultants and saying, okay, I'm going to take this from Chloe and this from this consultant and this from this, and making it your own, I think is a really beautiful thing. But know that this is not a one size fits all when you do a virtual party and you're sending your hosts goodies. In my brain, and again, what I'm about to show you is my brain, and I'm going to put images on our team page so you can see up close what my images look like. But my brain is, how can I give the host a great experience and not do too much, but really tune into what's important, okay? So first, I had Justin bring me a catalog, hands down. You could put signage on here that says 10% off for this month only. I already have signage in this party that says 10% off minus some exclusions, and I'm also communicating very, very, thoroughly with the host about this. This is why I told them to book the party. Book the party, 10% off almost the entire catalog, yada, 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 bring back bars, those kinds of things. So a catalog is a must. You don't need to send a lot. With virtual parties, guys, I am literally doing a Facebook event for these people. The way I do my Facebook events is I set up a group, and make it private. I allow the host to obviously be an admin. I tell them and coach them to only add their closest family and friends. I don't want everybody in the world in a Facebook party. I don't. I want that host to individually reach out, invite them on, and then add them. So because it's virtual, I don't need to send her order forms. Okay. The only order I'm going to need from that host is from her or him. Now, if they do have family and friends, this is another thing you can communicate with the host beforehand. Mine did not want order forms, but you could say, hey, do you have anyone, your mom, your dad, your sister, brother, best friend who lives near you? If they live near you, they just need to give you their order or me, and I will add it so it can all ship to you discounted or free once we reach the host base, and they don't have to pay as much shipping. Okay. So it's all about communication with your host, but with my host, they want it simple. They don't want to have to fill out order forms. They don't want to deal with it. So one catalog, this is for them. And I explained to the host, hey, flip to the back, pick out your favorites, create your wish list. Okay. Very simple. One catalog. Now, this is directly out of the new catalog. You can get any PDF from the new catalog. Highly recommend this. Go ahead, save the new catalog to your phone. You can bookmark it on your phone. If you don't know how to do that, you can ask Google, but you're going to save it to your phone. And that way, anytime you have a customer or a host, my host is also going to get a virtual catalog. What can she do with this? She can send this to her family and friends as opposed to me mailing these expensive bad boys, which are 90 cents to $1. Okay. So, printed this on cardstock. You can laminate them if you want. I've been doing Scentsy a long time. It doesn't matter if I laminate stuff or don't laminate stuff. I found that out very late in my Scentsy life. So put the laminator down. It's kind of a waste of your time unless you need to laminate stuff to have for events over and over and over, right? So cardstock, print these from home. This is directly from the catalog. So PDF of Spring 2022 catalog is at your fingertips. This is there as well as the new kits. So the second thing I'm putting in here, we're talking about being intentional. Good morning, guys. What's up? Good morning. So this is the transition kit. Again, I could have made my own flyer. I could have done all these things. Keep it simple. We need to not recreate the wheel. I don't need to create a host flyer with rewards, and I don't need to create a transition flyer. Why? Scentsy has everything at your fingertips. You don't know how to use Canva? Get in the marketing tab and print exactly what you want. Download the PDF of the catalog. Download all 4 new kits that are all labeled, okay? You don't need to recreate the wheel and feel like you have to make all these images I make and other consultants make. Use what Scentsy's giving you. Amen? So I'm going to be using this host guide in there with the rewards. So very, very simple. I've already coached each host to know, hey, 500 is our goal. Whenever they get this, they're going to see why 500 is our goal. It also has a breakdown of the percentages in free product and the half offs. Okay. So this is very, very simple. And this is straight from your workstation. So this is something on your workstation. This and also what I should have included that I did not, that I'm going to print out after this, are the combine and saves straight from the new catalog, from the PDF. So the combine and saves with the buy 3 or buy 5, get 1 free. So buy 3 for $1 off, buy 5, get 1 free. That would be another great one, right? Being intentional, I'm trying to be very simplistic with my hosts this year, but giving them the best information they need. Okay, so these are literally like the only 2 flyers I have for this host. Besides, I have my QR code on here, okay? This is a join image, a join flyer. I've had this, I made this on Canva a long time ago. I've had this a long time. And it literally just says, start today, be the hero of your own story. And it has a QR code, okay? So that way, as I'm speaking with them about the transition kit, I'm speaking with them about these different things, they can, in their own time, scan the QR code. I don't want to be overwhelming them. That's why I'm trying to not do too much. Now, let's talk about what samples I'm sending. So I made this on Canva. I will take a picture and share it with you guys. It was inspired by one of my best friends, Amber. I took it, and again, I made it my own. So here's the deal. This is how I feel about 2022. Either make your own flyers, okay? Or if you take an idea from somebody, take it and morph it to make it you, okay? You want to be original. You want to stand out. You don't want to look like every other consultant. And option 3, if you don't know how to make flyers yet, get your butt on YouTube, because YouTube is free and it'll teach you how to literally be the president of the United States. Like, I don't know what else to say. You can teach yourself how to be a movie star on YouTube. So YouTube, Canva, and then in the meantime, go in the marketing tab and just take stuff out of there. So on here, I did my top 8 bring back bars. I put my top 7 here and my 8th one here that they could smell. I made into a felt. Okay. I highly, highly, highly recommend buying the bring back bars. If you say it's too expensive, we'll book some parties so you can make that commission and then split the bring back bars with other consultants. How bad do you want to be successful this year? We can't say we want to be successful when we don't even want to invest into something that we need for our business to share with customers to smell so they can purchase. It's not going to work like that this year. You have to figure out a way on how to actually run a business, right? So I think it's extremely important and non-negotiable to have the bring back bars. I don't even split sets anymore. Y'all know I used to split bring back bar sets. Now I buy my own because you're going to see in a minute, I use them for my host. I use them to mail out to customers the entire month of January. It's really pivotal in my business for me to have every single drop of wax from every bring back bar. So I have my favorite here, and then QR codes. Guys, freeqrcodereader.com. Okay, freeqrcodereader.com. You can make your own QR codes, save them to your computer. You can also make free QR codes on Canva. There's a QR code button, and Vistaprint. I just made these on Vistaprint and put a QR code on them. So this is clean, right? It's straight to the point, and the host is going to know, hey, here's my favorites, and here's how your people can order. Well, not her people. This is a generic flyer. For actually, another thing I'm going to include, this is so bad, I'm going to have my husband make me a QR code of their parties, and I'm going to probably make like, I don't know, I'll probably put like 10 in each one, in each party. And they're going to be QR codes for that person's personal shopping link, so they can pass those out. They can pass what I'm about to show you out so their customers can smell, their friends can smell, and they can just order. Isn't that a good idea, babe? Don't let me forget about that. So I'm going to have little QR codes in the party as well. So for that host, she can pass those out, or he can pass those out. And that, again, very cheap, but very, very, very effective. So scent of the month, very simple. I am doing wax. It's cold in North Carolina, so I want my host to get wax. I want them to smell wax. So scent of the month for this month. This is also Scentsy Club exclusives. So if you guys don't know this, you need to know this. You need to be communicating this with your customers. We have a select few bring back bars that are only available through Scentsy Club. It is very important that I communicate this effectively to the host, because I want her to know and her friends to know, hey, this is only through Scentsy Club though. This can't be through your party, but all of you who find a scent or a couple scents that you love, one of my favorites is Southern Evening. You can add it to Scentsy Club. That's also going to be in mailouts this month. So everything you're seeing me use here is going to be in mailouts. The only difference is the bring back bars are going to be felts that I mail out, because I'm not just mailing out cubes of bring back bars to customers. That's for host. Next, one sample. This is for the host. I'm not mailing 50 million counter cleans. I used to mail like 6 at a time. What is the point? What's the point? So I don't mail 1 million counter cleans anymore. I mail 1 for the host. Why? This is going to be in her scent kit. This and another product I'm trying to push this year, Sugar Scrub. These are 2 products that I am going to tell the host, as soon as you get your stuff, these are products I want you using immediately. Why? Because I want her to be able to tell her customers about 2 products that they've probably never tried. A lot of my customers have not used Sugar Scrub, and one that I know they may not have bought yet, but need to try. A lot of customers, a lot of hosts are stuck on warmers and wax still. There's a ton of people out there that don't know about these products. So keep it simple. I just did 2 different products to sample. And then I did a scent of the month bar. Okay, again, this is something I am doing. This is not something you have to do. I want to make that really, really clear. And let's just say for the sake of YouTube that this is going to be made into samples, and I'm going to send it that way because the haters are real. So, or you can do multiple sun ripened raspberry samples, okay? And last but not least, a cube of every bring back bar. Again, I made these labels, or my husband actually made these labels. Made them on Canva, uploaded them to Avery. You can also make these directly on Avery, guys. This is not difficult. And I did a cube of each bring back bar with a QR code. This is important. With a QR code that directly is going to go to that product. I want them to be able to click this QR code, or the host, and I'm communicating this with them so they can click, or they can open their camera, go to this QR code and read the description. A lot of people want to know what's in stuff, okay? I think it's very important, if you're not going to put the scents or the notes that is in these different products on your label, which who has room to do that, putting that QR code, again, you're making it easier to educate the host so she knows, okay, hold the camera phone over and it's going to pull up what is in that scent. All right, so I'm also going to coach the host to not only smell these, but to share these. I'm going to tell her, hey, before you melt all of these, because I know you're going to want to melt them, I would love for you to share these with your friends. I'll share this on our page. I think I already shared this, actually. Yeah, I shared this image already. It's from another consultant. It's beautiful, by the way, whoever made it. But this bring back bar image is just going to say the descriptions for them as well if she's sharing it with friends and family and they want to smell. And also she's going to hand out that little QR code to them with their party shopping link. Okay, so this is what I am sending now. For example, next month, what I'm going to do for parties there is I'm going to use the new release sticker sheet. And I am going to, and there's a new release sticker sheet that is on the workstation literally right now. And then there is another one that I have shared on this page. I believe I did. I'll check. But next month for those parties, I'm going to have the new release sticker sheets done. That's what's going to get mailed to them. And I may or may not do wax of the new releases, not cubes, but wax samples for the host in February for that new catalog. But this month I am solely focused on, last month of the incentive, I'm focusing on staying in top 75. I'm focused on this catalog. Please do not ruin your January because you want to share all the new things with your customers. These hosts aren't even getting a PDF of the new catalog. I don't want anybody to see the new catalog until it's time. I don't even start sending the new catalog until around the 15th of the month, only to Scentsy Club and VIPs. So it's really, really important that you guys focus on this month, focus on January. We've been very focused on Anchored Scents with party bookings in December. We are very focused on the 12 days. Who did the 12 days of giveaways? Who did the 12 days in December? Drop a hand if you did the 12 days. And if you did the 12 days that we did, was it helpful for you? Was it helpful for your business? I hope that it was, because the goal was to help you guys learn a work ethic and learn IPAs, income producing activities that are going to help your business. So if you did do that in December, it probably set you up for a pretty good January because you were booking parties and you were doing activities that successful people do. And Kayla Coleman, as a star director, you can see successful people do successful things. That's why she's a star director, because she is not just sitting back and watching. I have 12 people on here. So for example, if I'm asking 12 people who did the 12 days and I have a star director respond, that should show you very quickly that you need to look internally at how you're working your business and what you want to do this year. Because if it were me and I were on the other side of the screen and I heard somebody ask me a question, did you do the 12 days? I'd say, you know what? I didn't, but I'm going back today and I'm going to do it. Or I would just be honest, be upfront. But here's the deal. We're not going to get anywhere this year by being stagnant. It's not going to work anymore. It may have worked for you in 2020 because you said it was a hard year. It may have worked in 2021 because it was a hard year. But at this point, I'm going to tell you guys like a little kicker. Life's hard. Life is hard. Okay, things are going to come your way no matter what pandemic is out there or what is happening. Things are going to come your way that try and make you not be successful. This has been something I've heard since I joined 9 years ago. Okay, so this is not, we can't blame COVID and say we're not successful because of COVID when this has been going on since I started Scentsy. So what I want to say is I think it's very important to not just listen to trainings, by the way, this year, but to engage in trainings, to take what you're learning from trainings and not overwhelm yourself, but take what you're learning from trainings and take action, because you're not going to be successful without action. I was in Disney World when I was doing the 12 days for you guys. I don't know if you guys knew that. So I was in Disney World walking into parks and closing at the end of the day with parks, and my son was doing the drawings, but I never made an excuse. I never said, well, I did it when I could. I did it because I made a commitment to you guys. And the commitment was I was going to do the drawings every day. So I did it. Do y'all see the difference? So if you want success this year, consistency, focusing on the 3 legs, we're going to talk a lot about this, especially to our leads and above when we do our training this month. But I think that it's important that you guys understand that if you want a whole in business, you have to be all the way in. If you want to be all in, if you want to be running a Scentsy business this year instead of doing a Scentsy hobby, it has to turn from I do it when I can to it's non-negotiable for me because this is the life that I want to live. And that's how I run my business every day. That's how I work. You guys, I've been doing this 9 years. I'm literally showing you guys what I'm sending out for virtual parties. I work exactly like an essential consultant in the sense of getting my sales and recruiting. So just know that you guys aren't going to see a ton of new trainings this year. I'm just going to be upfront and honest. Every training I've done the past 9 years is at your fingertips. If you wanted to be a superstar director in 6 months, you can learn how on my channel. That is literally the truth. So this year is going to be about you guys. What are you guys going to put in? What effort? Effort in, effort out. What are you going to do this year? How is it going to be different from last year when you said you couldn't do it last year? Are we going to say that this year? Are we actually going to book the parties? Are we actually going to make the samples? Are we actually going to market our business? Are we actually going to have conversations with customers? Because at the end of the day, your 2021, okay, whatever that was last year, whether it was good or bad, your 2022 is going to be exactly the same if you don't take different actions. Now, if you had a successful year last year, keep doing the same thing, baby. Keep doing the same thing. Continue booking parties, continue sponsoring. But 1 or 2 things. If you don't want to do Scentsy, don't psych yourself out. I think that's very important. Like if your heart's not in it, just be a great customer to one of us. Because at the end of the day, especially if you're a leader, if you're a hobbyist, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people that are lead consultants and above. It's called a non-leadership role. If you're not in it, non-leadership role. Take a non-leadership role. If you know that you're not leading your team and you know that you are not working alongside them and you know that you're not in it, non-leadership role. They've got me. They've got other people that can help them. It's nothing personal. It's business. But I think that the sooner we come to these realizations of, okay, am I going to book the parties and am I going to have sponsoring conversations? Am I going to treat this like a business? Am I going to earn annual mentor? Am I going to earn annual sales? Or am I going to continue to say that life is hard? I am so sick of hearing that. Maybe if you saw the glass half full, life would be beautiful. And I totally get it. I used to be someone who saw the glass half empty because I had a really shitty life growing up for the most part until I met my boyfriend, who is now my husband. It was really rough for me. So I just want you guys to understand that your circumstances will stay your circumstances if you don't make a change. Last year, I made a change in my mental health. I made a change in my work ethic and the way that I worked personally. I made that change. Nobody can make that change but me. And I think that we have to get into this vibration and lingo of saying positive affirmations over your business. We can't keep saying, I'll do it when I have time. I'll do it tomorrow. Those are really, really bad manifestations to put into your brain. When you say you'll do it tomorrow, that means you should have done it 2 days ago. So I really want you guys understanding that you have the ball in your court. Direct sales, my dad told me this the day I started direct sales. I'm going to end it with this. He told me, because he's worked off commission before he managed his car dealership. He worked off commission. And he said, the one thing I can tell you about sales is the more you put in, the more you're going to put out. So be careful. And I was like, what are you talking about, Dad? It's going to be great. And he was like, no, because you're a workaholic, you've got to learn when to cut it off, because the more you do, the more you make. So what are you doing? I don't care what anybody's saying at this point. I want to know what you're doing. What are you sharing on this page? What are you contributing? Have you made bring back bar samples? Why don't I see them on this page? Have you made flyers? Why don't I see them on this page? Have you booked parties? Why have you not went live and shared how you're booking them? These are the things that I'm talking about. Action, movement, doing things, not just that will help your Scentsy career, but that will help your all around life to move and to act and to speak positive things over your life and to speak positive things over your business. I had no parties booked last month. I had a crazy month. It was so busy for my family, but I sat down one day, me and my friends sat down and we booked parties in one day. Okay. So we booked parties in one day. And so someone just asked, by the way, and I'll leave it open for a minute or two for questions, but somebody just asked what printers. I have a LaserJet printer, so HP LaserJet. Those are a little more expensive, but the amount that I print, it's a tax write-off for me, so it's a non-negotiable in how much I print. But LaserJet printers are always going to be the best. People try and say other ones are better. LaserJet all the way, if you can get a LaserJet. Do y'all have any questions? And yeah, Shay, I know I've worked with you last year and you still have a ton of potential. But the deal is you have to, like Shay said, prioritize, and you also have to be consistent. You know, leaders are born doing things that when they don't want to do them. And that's like so solid and so true. Like leaders are born when they do the things that they don't feel like doing. I don't feel like doing half the things I do in my business sometimes. Okay. But I do them because I know those are the actions I have to take to move forward in this life that I live with Scentsy. These are the things that I have to do. Like it isn't just about me, it's about my family. So I'm excited and expectant for this year. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I hope that me just showing you guys what I'm putting in my bags is helpful, because I know I'm a visual person, so I always love to see what people are doing. And you know, here's the deal. Book the parties, guys. Run it like a business. Prioritize your business this year and you will see it grow. Don't prioritize your business this year and you will stay the same, and eventually it will fall off. And that's not what you want when you've worked so hard to build a business. And I get it, guys. Again, life is hard, but are we going to keep saying life is hard, or are we going to rise above and show what we got? You know, I think this is the year where people really have to step up and show what you've got, because you have the tools. Everything has been at your fingertips. But here's the deal. This page, and I've said this forever and ever, amen, this page is not for me, it's for you. You guys can see I turned off comment approvals. I don't have to approve anything you guys put on this page. You guys should be posting how you're working, what you're doing, visuals. What does your signage look like? What does your labels look like? What does your bag party look like? What does your online parties look like? Julia, preparing a virtual learning and printing off all the labels to print out samples. I want to see those. We want to see those. What are we contributing also to this community this year? I want you to ask yourself that every time you come to this page. By the way, Julie has always been a ride or die. She's always contributed to this page, and I love you. So I want to be very clear. I'm not talking to you. But I'm speaking to the entire community. You know, what are you giving? When you get on this page, are you giving more than you take? When you get on this page, are you sharing content? Are you sharing valuable ideas and valuable things that are going to help other people grow? I don't care how many parties you just have booked. Have you shared with our community how you did it? Have you shared text messages? You guys know that I do all of these things, but this needs to be the year you want to step up and you want to be a Scentsy consultant. You want to be a Scentsy boss. You want to be a world-changing leader. You need to contribute more than you take. This is the year where you're not going to see a ton of trainings from me. Why? You guys already have it. You've had everything. So let's make this a year where we step up, we move in the direction of our dreams, and we no longer say, I do it when I can. Because that no longer needs to be a negotiable answer for you. It needs to be non-negotiable to not do it. Does that make sense? That's how dreams happen. That is how people's lives change. And I can't tell you guys enough how to contribute. That has to be a heart thing. That has to be you actually care about people other than your own sales thing. Okay, when you share how you're being successful, when you share on this page how you're being successful, that's a reflection of your heart. And I shouldn't have to beg you guys to share how you're working. Does that make sense? I shouldn't have to beg you guys how to do that. I shouldn't have to beg you to share what this looks like, or share a label, or share something on this page when you have most of you have your own team. And I'm wondering, if you're not sharing it here, are you sharing it there? I hope so, because that's going to be an issue, because they're going to go off of what they learn from you and what tools you're giving them and how you're working beside them, your team members underneath you. So love you guys. It's going to be an amazing 2022. This went way too long, and I'll post it on YouTube.